because I seen you on another interview and you were talking about some of the Bloodsport merchandise, unofficial, like it
Right,
had like
right,
little characters.
right.
How is that even legal? Like I
It's
didn't
not
know.
legal.
Oh,
It's
it's
not legal.
not. Hey guys, in today's video we got amazing writer-director Sheldon Lettich joining us. We're going to talk about movie residuals, unofficial Bloodsport merchandise, and a whole lot more. If you like this kind of content, please help support the channel by hitting the like button, subscribing, sharing the video. And if you want to smell amazing, I can get you a good discount on cologne or perfume from Black Belt Fragrances. Information's listed below. With that said, let's get on to the video today.
Like Brian Thompson, this was his first Firefight was his first movie, but he's really good in it. He's really kind of a standout. And he's got tons of credits, but people recognize him. But he's never become any kind of a movie star. But to be a movie star, that's a very small and select club that very few belong to.
He made a good living as an actor, though, so that's something that even not a lot of people can do.
I know a lot of working actors like Brian that basically made a living as actors. And it's not just what we get paid for the movie. We've got residuals that go on forever and ever.
So do you still make, if you don't mind me asking, do you still make money off of Bloodsport?
I just got a big check for Bloodsport just last week. It just came out of the blue. But I get. I'll tell you which movies I get a lot of residuals from. Rambo 3.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, but I made this movie with Van Damme and Vivica Fox called
The Hardcore.
I get residuals from that movie all the time.
Really?
And it's not a movie that a lot of people have heard of because it never opened theatrically, but. But man, there's a lot of people. Yeah, there's people watching this movie all over the world.
Interesting.
So I get money from that. I do get. I wasn't getting residuals from Bloodsport for a while, but then apparently whoever owned the rights wasn't paying them, so the Writers Guild went after them. So I just got this big lump sum just last week.
Oh, so it was kind of like what you should have got.
What I should have gotten over the years.
Here you go, one lump sum.
Right. So
nice, pleasant surprise.
I was quite happy with that. Yeah, it just kind of falls out of the sky. But actors, like Brian Thompson, he's got to have 50 credits.
We could all retire on this one.
Well, anytime one of these movies gets shown on TV, people buy our streaming. We get residuals from we get any form of income. We get residuals from. Well, these actors can live, writers and directors. We can live on residuals for years and years and years. As long as people are watching our movies, we're getting residuals. And really cool. Bloodsport has never gone out of style. And then they come out with new editions of these things. Like about a year ago, there was a 4K of Rambo 3.
Yeah, I have it. So I'm paying you kind of.
You are, yeah. You probably.
I bought that movie so many times. I got the DVD, the Blu-ray, the 4K, the Bloodsport DVD, the Blu-ray, these. So yeah, man, I'm helping you out.
It's guys like you that are paying my house now.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Happy to do it, man. You entertain so many of us. So happy to do it.
Thank you. But it's it's really surprising. Now, movies that don't do well, you don't get much money from. Like Only the Strong is not.
Oh, that's a shame because, again, it's such a classic. It's top 10.
Right.
Best martial arts film of the 90s, top 10 easy.
But the residuals don't lie. Okay, you can't argue with the numbers.
I got a roof over my head. That's all I need right now.
Hardcore, it's surprising just how much comes in for hardcore. I get a lot of dough for that.
I'll give you a roof over your head like you ain't gonna believe.
and I was wondering what the hell's going on with Bloodsport. I haven't seen anything from that for a while. Well, apparently it was being held up. So
Here's an interesting question, because I seen you on another interview and you were talking about some of the Bloodsport merchandise, unofficial, like
Right,
it had like little characters.
right.
How is that even legal? Like I didn't know.
Not legal.
Oh, it's not. Okay.
No. Right. You have to buy a license. You have to actually, I believe MGM has the rights. I don't know how the rights are distributed, but basically, yeah, you've got to purchase a license. You can't. In fact, there have been some. MVD did a couple of really great.
I got the Lionheart in the
Lionheart
Double
and-
Impact
and
one, and you
Double
got some cool
Impact.
bonus features on those.
Yeah, but I get residuals from those. Basically, MVD had to buy a license, and they have to pay MGM for every copy that gets sold. So I get residuals from those also.
So the
yeah,
unofficial merchandise, though, I mean, people are selling it. Does
Right.
like MGM say, "Hey, you got to shut that down," and then like, so these things prop up for like, say, a couple weeks, couple months, and they get shut down, or how do you know how that works?
I don't know if they're shutting them down or if the amount of money that's changing hands is so minimal that MGM doesn't really give a shit.
Oh, they may not
They're like,
care. Interesting.
yeah, we got James Bond movies to deal with. We've got a lot of other stuff to deal with. Okay, somebody's making some Bloodsport dolls, fine. We're
That's
not going to
funny.
get involved. Although maybe they did. I haven't heard anything about it, but yeah, there has been a lot of unofficial Bloodsport merchandise.
Speaking of which, let me open these real quick. I haven't even opened these yet, but you'll get a kick out of this. You may not even know these exist. I don't know if you're into like baseball cards and stuff, but somebody made Bloodsport ones. These are kind of like the same year the movie came out. I guess they were like Topps 1988 style. We got Paco. Of course.
I don't think I've seen those before.
Oh, really?
No. Right.
Van Damme's got to be like the MVP, I would think. Hang on. Oh, here we go. Frank Dukes, Kumite champion.
Right.
Isn't that cool?
It is cool. Absolutely. So Frank is still he's still capitalizing on his name actually being used in Bloodsport, but not really in the U.S. People have heard all the stories here in the U.S. because most of these articles debunking him have been written in English, but he's got a school in Mexico.
Yeah.
And they kind of idolize him down there, like, hey, it's Frank Dukes from Bloodsport, and also in Puerto Rico. So that's where he's got a couple of dojos right now. Yeah, he's tried to do a few things here in the U.S., but everything's kind of flopped simply because you look up his name, you do an internet search, and you see Frank Dukes fake, Frank Dukes phony. There's all these articles debunking him. Whereas in Mexico, I guess the stuff hasn't been translated into Spanish, so they don't know. They think he's the real deal.
Speaking of which, though, so he did legitimately have martial arts schools, like dojos, right?
When I first met him, yes, he had a school in North Hollywood. Then he opened another one in Woodland Hills.
All right, Frankie,